Right, welcome back. So, if you're a DevOps engineer or infrastructure consultant wherein you create a lot of infrastructure, there are high chances you're already familiarized with this tool called Terraform Cloud or Terraform for that matter. In this session, I'm going to take a few minutes of yours to talk about what Terraform is. Obviously, not a whole bunch of what Terraform and Plan apply, but rather what are the different versions available for Terraform. So it's not only the open source which is available, there are other tools as well. So without further ado, let's get started. So we've got three versions of Terraform, right, as we speak, which is 4th February 2023. So we've got the first is free version over here. So free version is the one which is open source. We download it from the web and start running our infrastructure as a code, start writing our infrastructure as a code. You get all the enterprise level features like the state management, remote operations, private module registry, to name a few. Now the second one, and it's not try for free, it's actually free. I guess this is a bug from HashiCorp, so probably they got to fix this because this is a free, so you don't need to mention try. Never mind. So next version you might not be aware about is the team and governance, which start as $20 per user. What it gives apart from free, it gives your team management, which means you can maintain a RBAC policy that who could apply what in Terraform. So you don't have a greenfield environment where everybody and anybody can apply anything into Terraform and plan apply. So you could restrict user that this particular bunch of users should only be able to initialize and plan, and only admins in the team should be able to apply it. So you could do it using the team management. Sentinel policy as a code. Now, if you want to implement something as policy as a code, you could do that as well. You could run task, you could make it as a cron job, and you could run Terraform plan and apply concurrently as well. And you could have bronze support as well, wherein you can raise a support with Terraform HashiCorp team and they would get back to you. There's no support in free version, it's just a community, which means you, me, whosoever is writing the Terraform code would get onto the GitHub or community wherever it's appropriate, Stack Overflow, and start answering the questions. So there's no SLA attached to this. However, this one has got a SLA. You get dedicated support from Terraform. Now, third one is the business, wherein you've got drift detection, audit logs, self-hosted agent, and custom concurrency as well. Trust me, I'm not promoting any of these paid services. I just want to make sure that you are aware about the other versions of Terraform as well. I have worked with many enterprise organizations, Fortune 500 companies as well, and most of them still are using free version of Terraform. So most of the stuff you want to do, you could utilize using Terraform, and all of the features like team management, Sentinel policy. You could also write some wrappers using the free, but you would need some sort of skill set. Alright, so I'm gonna take a pause over here because what I'm gonna do is in next few minutes, I'm gonna pull up a PPT and take you through the difference between Terraform CLI, which is the free version, and Terraform Cloud. So without further ado, let's get started and see you in the presentation session. Alright, welcome to the brand new presentation module 1. In this session, we're going to get started with what Terraform Cloud is and what Terraform CLI is. This is CLI, what we have been using so far is, right? We know how to run a Terraform inet plan and apply our infrastructure from our local system. Now we're going to talk about cloud, what cloud is and why do you actually need cloud when you have a CLI. So those who don't know, every open source product, generally when they want to make money, they want to go commercial, they launch their enterprise or commercial version also, and Terraform Cloud or Terraform Enterprise, whatever you want to call them, is that monetary version, or that's the commercial version of Terraform. So that's the proponent, what Terraform CLI in general in theory is. I hope before getting started you're already familiar a bit about CLI, but even if you don't know, completely fine with it. Alright, let's move on. Let's understand, if you're coming from a Terraform CLI background, so far you've been running it, how it kind of works. What happens is you as a DevOps or an infrastructure or a dev, installs Terraform on your local or any of the CI server, and then the intention is to build any of the infrastructure in any of the cloud platform, be it AWS, GCP, Azure, DigitalOcean, Oracle, or could be anything. All right, so what you do is you generally write your configuration, and those configuration are kind of saves in a state file. All right, that state file is a source of truth wherein you gives you understanding how your infrastructure has evolved, who has done what changes. So your Terraform state is the source of truth. All right, what are the downsides? Now, without downside, you can't switch to a product, right? Terraform is a very nice product, and it has solved many of our infrastructure problem, but with every product there comes a bit of downsides also, and with Terraform CLI it has few which I have generally observed during my project experience. So these are not theoretical downsides, these are personally experienced by majority of the DevOps engineer. These downsides or these pros, cons are being taken by interviewing, by talking to many of the DevOps engineer from Fortune 500 companies. So the first one is different version running on different local system. You might have encountered this error that many of the other users working in the same team uses the different version of Terraform, and that kind of creates a mismatch in the state file sometimes and create conflicts also. You can't have a versioning by default of your state file. You have to enable it. You'll have to write some custom logic to create a versioning, and then the versioning is not as neater as your versioning which kind of happens in a source code repository. It gives you a green and red annotation, what's been added, what's been deleted. That doesn't happen with the state file versioning. Encryption, storage, all of these are custom problem, and you'll have to write custom logic to have your state file versioned, encrypted and stored. If you're running in a private environment, you might run into proxy issues if there is firewall between your system and internet, and there are high chances if you're working on an e-commerce company or a banking firm, there would be a VPN tunnel or a proxy issues in between. So you'll have to, while running Terraform init plan or apply, you'll have to deal with these issues as well. Auditing issues, nobody knows from which laptop or which local system the Terraform plan init apply was run, because IP gets changed, and where do you find the IP? Because state file doesn't store the IP, and the infrastructure which gets created doesn't tell you from where this particular run was applied. And then access to state file, audit logs, who access the state, and all of them. You'll have to write wrappers to deploy from your local. Obviously you won't be deploying from your local in a production workload, so for a CI system to work seamlessly with Terraform, you'll have to write some wrappers, be it Python shell, use some of the APIs and spend some time of it. All of these are a few of the downside which I have also personally seen in my project, and I'm sure you would agree with these also if you're already working on Terraform Cloud, Terraform CLI for that matter. So what brings Terraform Cloud in the table? It's a platform, it's an application that helps teams to collaborate, that brings the power of Terraform CLI in the backend, but it gives a lot of other consistency also. Let's try to look at it, what it gives us. So as an infrastructure, your goal is still the same. You want to spin up infrastructure on different cloud platform, be it Azure, AWS, or GCP or DigitalOcean, right? Now instead of running all of these all of the init plan, apply, all the test on your local system, we don't want you to do that because that creates inconsistency. We want you to run on Terraform's infrastructure, because Terraform infrastructure is capable enough, creates a consistent and reliable environment, and includes easy access to your shared state, secret data, access control for approving changes or infrastructure. So all of this part remains same as it used to happen in CLI also. However, with Terraform Cloud, you gets the easy access to your state file, so you don't have to write any custom solution. Your state is kind of versioned also. As you can see, there are multiple versions created. Every time somebody makes some minute changes, your Terraform state is saved and is maintained. Alright, can I see the workflow? Of course. How does the workflow actually work? So you write your configuration the way you were doing it in any of your code editor, be it IntelliJ, Visual Studio Code. And then you push your code to any of the source code repository, GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab, and from there it picks up, Terraform picks up. There's something called as workspace, which we're gonna discuss in a separate scenario. For now, just understand from GitHub it is attached with your version control system with a Terraform Cloud, which is workspace inside your Terraform Cloud, and then all of your policies, all of your cost estimation thing is being taken care by Terraform Cloud. Again, don't worry about it, we're going to learn in upcoming session. And then Terraform Cloud takes care of the plan and apply, and that's how the infrastructure works. At the end, it's a SaaS platform, right? It's generally how it works. You elevate all of your problems, your local workflow from your local system or your local CI system to a SaaS platform, because that's where the world is heading towards. You don't want to manage anything, rather you let the cloud provider or you let the publisher manage it. In this case, you let Terraform manage everything, be it your state, be it your policies. Just imagine, you can't maintain policies, who can apply what time and all of them, right? You can't maintain the state version in your local system. Terraform gives you that. You can't maintain single sign-on. Terraform gives you that. You can't have a by default cost estimation policy. Terraform gives you that. So in this slide, you see that the infrastructure remains same, the way you write your infrastructure. However, from here, everything picks up by Terraform Cloud. You run it on your all of your infrastructure on Terraform's infrastructure as a managed service. Runs on cloud, remote operation is being triggered, and then your infrastructure is created in different cloud platform. I hope this has given you a bit of sense of what Terraform Cloud is and how it is different from CLI. In a nutshell, it's a managed services wherein you're leveraging all of your CLI based power to Terraform Cloud with conglomeration of features like shared data, managing your secret, access control, approving changes, private registry, and many more governing context, which you will see in upcoming session. I hope this was informative. I'll see you in a while.